Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News. I'm Ken Ward.
And I'm Jasmine Lee. To begin tonight, we have news that President Donald Trump has announced Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster as their new National Security Advisor.
And Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg remains as the National Security Council Chief of Staff.
Moving forward, 22 people were found illegally crossing the border into the Canadian province of Manitoba this weekend, according to the Canada Border Services Agency.
Many of them say they are concerned about their lives and safety following President Trump's executive order barring refugees and travelers from entry into the United States.
Although Trump's executive order has been rejected by the U.S. Federal Appeal Court, refugees continue to risk their lives to get into Canada.
The 22 people who attempted to cross this weekend are being processed in accordance with Canadian law, but should be back in the United States soon.
To state news, Alabama's sixth severe weather preparedness sales tax holiday begins Friday, February 24th and ends at midnight Sunday, February 26th.
This holiday allows Alabama shoppers to stock up with no tax on common emergency supplies costing less than $60. Generators costing $1,000 or less also can be purchased without tax.
The Auburn University Foundation appointed 4 new directors to its board, including Javier Guzera of Atlanta, Leslie Bellucci of Great Falls, Virginia, Carrie Bradley of Auburn, and Bruce Donnelly of Birmingham. The board also named Mike McLean as head chair and Benny Lazara as vice chair. They are both Auburn graduates.
Foundation directors work with the university's fundraising professionals in its Office of Development to seek support that advances academic and student programs.
Closer to home, we want to take a look at the planting of the new Toomer's Oaks that occurred this weekend.
On the corner of South College Street and Magnolia Avenue holds the traditional Toomer's Oaks, where the rolling of the trees dates back to the 1970s. However, the trees were poisoned in 2010 by an Alabama fan, where the trees needed to be replaced in 2015.
Only 2 years after the replacement, another set of fresh trees were needed. Therefore, on Saturday, February 18th, the university installed fresh, healthy trees on the corner in hopes that this time they would take root and grow into the massive oaks that used to shade Toomer's Corner.
DeChavius Cobbs, age 26, was arrested yesterday after police responded to a shots-fired call in the parking lot of a motel in the 100 block of North College Street in downtown Auburn.
Officers arrived on the scene and discovered that there had been a verbal altercation between Cobb and the victim. Therefore, shots were fired into a motel room and at a 2006 Mercury Marquise, which happened to be unoccupied.
Damage was caused on both the motel room and the vehicle, but no injuries were reported.
Cobb is in the Lee County Jail on a $55,000 bond.
Auburn City Police are teaming up with the extended community to prevent against auto theft, and Eagle Eye reporter Melissa Mitchell has more.
The City of Auburn Police Department has launched a Lock It or Lose It campaign protecting drivers against auto theft.
The Lock It or Lose It campaign came to be because they're a common problem in this area and really nationwide is thefts from vehicles. Number one thing is anytime you park your car, especially in an area where there's multiple cars parked, is to lock your doors, number one. But anything that looks like it would be valuable, hide it at least.
Well, I live in the village and I park really far away, so it's just really nice to know that the police are looking out for me.
Nearly 8 out of 10 car thefts are due to an unlocked vehicle.
This initiative is really awesome because I always forget to lock my car. And I think it's great that they're reminding us to do that.
The public is the number one help for us to catch car burglars and thieves.
Melissa Mitchell, Eagle Eye TV.
If you notice any suspicious activity in the area, remember to call 911.
Coming up, Catherine Neal will give us the details on Mardi Gras here in Auburn. You're watching Eagle Eye TV on Channel 6.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis!
Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Hey guys, I'm Catherine Neal and this is Eagle Eye Entertainment. Auburn will be bringing the spirit of Mardi Gras to downtown this Saturday evening. According to the myth of Crude Tigris, a tiger dressed in gold and black striped coat has been on the plains of Auburn with grace for over 5,000 years. To honor the myth, Crude Tigris will be hosting a Mardi Gras parade beginning at 5, with downtown area streets closing at 4. For more information on the myth and its history, visit crudetigris.com. The College of Science and Mathematics and Red Clay Brewing Company in Opelika are joining forces to create a night of learning this Wednesday. The public is invited to the very first science pub, where this week's topic of spiders will be discussed. COSAM says that even though most people are afraid of spiders, very few of the 40,000 plus species are harmful to humans. This event begins at 6:30 in the evening. Auburn students may have noticed the chalk around campus advertising mid-trade. Eagle Eye reporter Grace Reynolds has more on the story behind the chalk.
Mid-Trade, an app partially developed by Auburn architecture student Riley Tart, along with CEO Andy Bond and developer Riley Weber, offers a unique platform designed to specifically fit student needs.
So I thought I could do something productive that would enhance future opportunities, and I started building websites, which eventually led me into Mid-Trade. College students are a defined demographic of people, but in that demographic, each student has its own unique needs that major platforms ignore.
The app requires a university email to join and features a buying and selling trading post, a food and drink specials page, a social feed, and a subleasing page.
So I'm hoping that each individual student can find what they need on this.
Tart says the app took 2 years of research and development before it was finally released on the App Store.
Just long nights, a lot of communication, going over emails, collaborating, meetings, just homework on steroids, really.
The app is currently only available at a handful of schools, but has plans for future growth.
We feel colleges just like Auburn would be good to start expanding to. Now it's like, oh, we got to fix this. It's the stress has just accumulated a little bit because now we have real problems we have to solve. We can't push anything aside. We have users that need solutions.
In Auburn, Grace Reynolds, Eagle Eye TV.
Mid-Trade has had just over 1,000 downloads from Auburn students since it launched, surpassing Facebook's beginning numbers in the first week. This weekend, Auburn is taking challenges to new heights. The Office of Professional and Continuing Education is inviting the public to register for the AU Ropes course now to ensure that they will get their spot. There are 2 session times available for the upcoming Saturday. To claim your spot, follow the link on aotourism.com. Looking for another way to help out the Auburn family? Tiger Giving Day is right around the corner. We've got the scoop on what it is and how to help.
You've probably seen signs all around campus advertising Tiger Giving Day. What is Tiger Giving Day? I sat down with Molly McNully to find out more.
Tiger Giving Day is a 24-hour fundraising effort across Auburn's campus. It includes over 20 projects for most of the colleges and schools on campus. In the College of Education, we are raising money for 3D printers to go in our Learning Resources Center. And these 3D printers are going to help our teacher education students, especially in the science and math fields, learn and help them teach their students when they become teachers. Tiger Giving Day is officially on February 21st, and you can look at all of the cool projects that are going on across campus at tigergiving.org. But you don't have to wait until the 21st. You can go ahead and go online and make your gift and show your support of Auburn today.
It's easy to pitch in. You can go online to tigergiving.org to look at different projects and find one that you want to support. It's a great way to benefit Auburn's campus and the Auburn family. I'm Caroline Scott reporting for Eagle Eye, Channel 6.
You don't have to wait till February 21st to help out. Log on to tigergiving.org to donate now. For more entertainment news, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye TV. Also tune into The Scoop Tuesdays at 3 right here on Eagle Eye TV. Up next is Casey going to update us on the latest in Auburn sports. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Gymnastics breaks into the rankings, softball and baseball are in full swing, and men's basketball is nearing the end of the season. I'm Casey Cooper, and this is Eagle Eye Sports. The first of the regional qualifying score rankings were just announced earlier today. Auburn Gymnastics received the 14th spot in the rankings, averaging a team score of 196.015. The Tigers are also in the top 20 this week in scoring for all 4 events: bars, floor, vault, and beam. The gymnastics team meets with number 2 LSU this Friday at 7:30. Both the Auburn men and women's swimming and diving team showed up big at the SEC championships over the weekend. The men's team finished 3rd in the standings, making it the 25th consecutive time they finished in the top 3, the longest active streak in the SEC. The women's team finished 5th in the standings. Also out of the women's team, Ashley Need. She took home the title in the 1650 freestyle, becoming Auburn's 8th SEC mile champion. The number 4 Auburn equestrian team closed out its home schedule on Saturday, winning 17-2 against Tennessee Martin. The Tigers improved to 5-3 for the season, with 3 more road meets before the SEC championships. It was also senior day for the Tigers. Auburn honored Caroline Becker, Ashley Foster, Lana Herring, Tori Hoft, Jacqueline Sheelan, and Hannah Stevens. After starting the season 3-1 in the Triple Crown tournament in Mexico, softball returned to the Plains to make its season debut at Jane B. Moore Field.
The Auburn University softball team kicked off their home season on Thursday night against the SIUE Cougars at Jane B. Moore Field in front of a great crowd. The Tigers sent Michaela Martin to the circle, where she pitched 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, 1 earned, and striking out 7. The Tigers would get some offense early with a huge 2-run home run by Carly Wallace in the bottom of the 1st inning. The Tigers would remain in check by SIUE pitcher Haley Chambers-Book, who pitched 7 1/3 innings and only surrendering 5 hits to a powerful Tigers lineup. Auburn would strike again in the 4th inning on a monstrous home run by Kendall Veach. SIUE plated 2 runners in the 6th inning to tie the game up at 3 apiece. The game would head into extra innings, where the Tigers would send Kaylee Carlson out to the circle, where she was nearly flawless. Haley Fagan led off the bottom of the 8th inning with a single, which was followed by a walk to Kendall Veach. And after a sacrifice bunt by Courtney Shea, it set up Carmen Greenwood for the game-winning single to give the Tigers a 4-3 victory. The Tigers will return to action in the Plainsman Invitational Friday, as they will take on Creighton at 2:30 and host a rematch with SIUE at 4:45. For Eagle Eye Sports, I'm Chris Hummel.
The Tigers are now 9-1 for the season, with the next match on Thursday. Baseball opened up its season on Friday. The team hosted George Washington, winning 3 out of the 4 games. Keegan Thompson led the Tigers to a 9-0 shutout in the opening game. The Tigers would then split the doubleheader on Saturday and pick up the last victory of the series on Sunday. The 3-1 Tigers will have their next match on Tuesday when they host Jacksonville State at 3 p.m. Men's basketball continues with its end-of-the-season woes. After a loss against Texas A&M, the Tigers have now lost 4 out of their last 6 games. Auburn has 4 more games remaining in the regular season before the SEC tournament in March. 2 of those games will be on the road. The number 15 men's golf team placed 5th at the All-American Intercollegiate on Sunday. All-SEC senior Matt Gilchrist led Auburn, tying for 13th place. Number 8 Baylor would win the tournament. Next, Auburn will host the Tiger Invitational presented by Jason Duffner at Grand National in Opelika. The tournament will be held March 5th through the 7th. Want more sports updates throughout the week? We've got you covered. Just like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye TV and catch Tiger Tally every Monday. Now let's catch up with Brandon Etheridge, who will give us a look into this week's weather.
Hey Casey, thanks so much. Great week for sports this week. Temperatures really looking great. As we get throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to have temperatures in the 60s tomorrow morning. Don't worry, it'll be cool in the morning. Maybe grab your light jacket. After that, we're going back up to the 70s, and then we'll be back around 58, 60 tomorrow night. But really just a great week overall weather-wise. Look at that, 70s straight through the week, warming up towards the middle of the week, then dropping back down. Partly or mostly cloudy pretty much most of the week, but it's really going to be a great week if you want to get outside and spend some time outdoors at the beginning of the week as well. As we look around the country today, 64 in Chicago, 73 of course here in Auburn, Houston 77, 53 in Salt Lake City. God bless the poor people in New York, 44 degrees up north. Good time to be living in the South. And as we look around the region today, Auburn 73, Columbus not far ahead at 75, down in Montgomery, sitting at 74 degrees, just absolutely beautiful across our area. That's all we have for weather today. We're going to send it back over to the news desk.
This week in Auburn history, we'll take a look back at the Deep South's oldest rivalry, the Auburn Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs.
Their first football game was played February 20th, 1892, and the two teams have played nearly every year since, with only 3 exceptions due to World War I and World War II interruptions.
Georgia's head football coach, Charles Hardy, and Auburn's trainer, George Petrie, decided to put their teams head-to-head because the two of them were good friends and classmates at Johns Hopkins University.
Currently, Georgia is leading 57-55 with 18 ties, but we will always remember who won the very first game. War Eagle. Let's check out some of these tweets about this rivalry.
All right, so the first tweet is from Taylor0097, and it says, Auburn-Georgia rivalry is better than Tennessee-Alabama rivalry, in my opinion.
The next tweet is from @VanAllenPlexico, and it says, it's hard to believe that in 25 years of SEC championship games, Auburn has never played Georgia and Alabama has never played Tennessee.
That's pretty hard to believe.
It is.
And this last tweet says, Georgia wins its 3rd straight over Auburn and takes 57-55, 8 advantage in the Deep South's oldest rivalry, and that's from the SEC Network.
It's hard to believe after all these years it's still that close.
Yeah, very much so.
And it's definitely the South's oldest rivalry.
For sure. If you would like to join the conversation, please use the hashtag EagleEyeTV on Instagram and Twitter. That's all we have for you tonight. Keep up with all of the latest Auburn news throughout the week by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EagleEyeTV. I'm Jasmine Lee.
And I'm Ken Ward. Thank you for joining us in War Eagle.